Episode of the Everblack Podcast is brought to you by Deathwish, Hotrods and Kustoms. Check out their Instagram for all their new t-shirts, caps, beanies, cups, and the all-new Atomic Death lineup.
Now we're rocking.
Yeah,
Legit.
absolutely. Well, Richie, it's awesome to have you on the show, brother. How's everything going over there?
All is good, man. We just got home from a rocking 3-day Texas tour, and I'm sore, and I can definitely feel the lack of playing shows. But it was awesome, man. And the record's out. We're pumped.
Well, I'll tell you what, man. I played some shows on the weekend myself, and before playing those shows, I was cranking this new album, and
Oh, hell yeah.
fucking pumped. It slams, dude. Like, usually my usual go-to's like Van Halen and stuff, but I was like, oh man, I want to give it a good go, and I put it on, man, and it's just you get that, before the show, and it worked. It worked.
Our stuff is made for that, man. It's made to pump you up, fire you up, have a good time, drive fast, work out hard, whatever, and I appreciate hearing that, man. We're stoked on this album. It's, Incite back on track, feeling good, stepping up our game once again, and that's what we love to do.
100%. It must have been an absolute blast working on this stuff too. I mean, it's got so much energy.
Yeah, and it was different having a new guitar player, and our drummer Lennon really stepping up and taking control of writing. We didn't know he could play guitar so well, so we were tripping what he sent in. I think the first song I heard was the opener, "Fuck With Me," and it was just like, oh, I know where this whole album's gonna go now. It was exciting, and we're thrilled, like I say, to continue on where we've been and where we're going, and this record is just a perfect statement for that.
I agree with that. Especially, I'm a big fan of those wailing solos. The ones that sound like wild horses just going crazy.
Oh yeah,
man.
Oh yeah.
That opener, it's awesome, man. Like it makes you want to put your head through a wall or something. You're like, that's the only way to describe it. Like, it's great.
We wanted to come out swinging, man. That track, it's big, it's fast, dive bomb, leads into the verses, and raging chorus, and the meaning of it, just standing up, man. Like, fuck you, I know what I am, I know who I am, and nothing's gonna change that. So it's cool to come out like that and just lay it down and let you know what you're in for.
Yeah, man, absolutely. And it's you mentioned like there's new guitarists and stuff like that, but it's definitely got a different vibe to the previous material. It's still got like the groove, it's still got all that, but it's got a bit more of a thrash slam sort of vibe to it as well. Is that something that you guys are looking forward to, doing more in the future?
I think, coming out of that Up in Hell album, we were in that groove of that thrash, high tuning. And, we brought in the guitar player, prior to this guy, and, he was 7 strings and down tuning. And, we just were, we were going in a different direction that we maintained to keep awesome, but it wasn't what, me, Lennon, and Elle were happy with. This album is who we are as musicians, as individuals, and what we feel. And, that's thrash with the punk and the hardcore, and tuning up, and back to 6 strings and just ripping. And, I think this album puts us right back on track to where we want to be, what makes the 3 of us so happy. We're going on 10 years together now, and it's just like we have an idea of who we want to be and what we want to do, and this is it.
I gotta say though, it's definitely feels like it's maybe a new beginning for the band. Would you say that? Like,
yeah, I think we kind of presented that whole feel, with Wake Up Dead, the zombie out of the ground, the whole sense, new record label, new management, new agent. We were just with 2 years off, it was a time where we could do that, and rebuild, rebrand, focus on taking the next levels. And that's what we wanted to do and wanted to make with this record. And I think it hit all the marks. The record label too is incredible. They're making things happen that we never dreamed would have. So it's an exciting time for us, man. We worked hard, so fuck, it's rad.
Yeah, man, absolutely. Atomic Fire, a great dude. Like,
yeah,
that roster is awesome as well. It must be awesome to be like, you're like with all these awesome bands as well.
Dude, we've never been with any bands on any label. Like, I'm serious. Like, stuff we would never hear or listen to, and now it's like, oh, you're with Meshuggah and Opeth, and we were just like, holy shit. We didn't know what was going on. Our manager was like, hey, we have this new label and just trust me on this. It's going to be awesome. And I was just, I put all my faith in it. So he produced one of the greatest like gifts that's ever happened to this band, and we just want to make great albums for them so they don't have to struggle to sell them. I
don't think it's going to be any worry there, brother.
Oh yeah,
sure, man. But understandably, the album's taken a year and a half to come to light with everything that's been going on in the world. How does that feel that it's out there now? It must have been pretty frustrating at the time.
Half and half. We were literally in the zone of touring for the last album, and the pandemic started, so that it was like trying to switch gears into what we wanted to do next. And it was like we had the ideas of EPs, and that's kind of how it all started to take place. And we got that done, and then it was just kind of, then we got the new manager, then the new label, so they wanted to do new things and change all this. But at the same time, it was frustrating, but you knew it was being done right. And we were watching a lot of bands put out records that were kind of going to be lost albums, and in metal, you have to tour your records, and it's hard to make a presence felt with just putting it out. It loses steam really fast. So for us, we wanted to have it come out when touring was looking normal again as well. So like I say, the label planned things very smart, and it wasn't just like, oh, just get it out, let's do dumb shit and not have it be noticed. And now it came out at the right time. It's noticed, people are taking hold of it, and it's starting the year off killer for metal, man. I'm stoked.
Yeah, absolutely. It feels like right now is the right time, especially for you guys over there. Things seem like it's starting to ease off. Was it difficult writing it though while everything was in lockdowns? Could you jam at all?
See, we were very lucky because we had written our prior 2 albums all through email and Dropbox and all this shit. So we have grown to understand that process now. It's like, dude, the first ones we were doing like that were like the most insane songs that you'd go in and try to do, and it was impossible. And we learned over time how to write a song in the sense of it being what we wanted, and we were very lucky. So the process was super smooth, super what we were used to. And the craziness really was like shooting the video for Deadbeat. That was like, we were all quarantined in different houses, and everybody had to film their own shit, send it to one guy and then have somebody edit it. And, it came out awesome. And then like recording, you're wearing a mask, you're in a bubble, you're in a quarantine house, you can't risk anybody getting sick. And, Steve Evans, the producer, really just made it safe, made it awesome, and made this album, happen and come through in the end. So it was crazy, bro. Crazy stuff.
It is crazy. Did you guys manage to stay well through all of it?
Yeah, man. No one, caught the vid. I think Lennon might have just a couple months ago, but it was nothing serious. And, we're very thankful for that. And, we're all just trucking along and hoping, nothing resurges, because it's, like you said, shows are happening, tours are happening, they're packed, everybody's happy and loving it. So hopefully that continues.
Absolutely. Well, I got it now, believe it or not.
Yeah, I know you guys are getting shows now, so I'm hoping we'll get some things announced down there and we can all get back.
Yeah, man. Yeah, fuck yeah, that'd be be so good, so good. But of course, I mean, you got Max Cavalera on the track, War Soup, which is about standing up to bullies. And I tell you what, that song, it's super relatable, especially for me. you know, I was that kid in school and music and metal put something in me. I remember the moment where it all changed. Is
Yeah,
that something
it's
for you,
true.
you know, for you? Is that something personal for you that happened to you?
Oh, without question. This whole record is straight things that happened to me in a visual sense. Like, uh, over the last 2, 3 years, yeah, I've dealt with some serious online bullying, some crazy stuff over the last year that I've had to deal with. And, it's scary. It's frustrating. You can't do anything about it. There's no laws or no anything to stop people saying whatever they want online about you.
Yeah.
It's horrible. And I respect freedom of speech, but what the hell? And then you try to report these things to the websites, and they don't care. They don't remove anything. They don't take it down, and they in turn are helping it. And that's the worst part. You can't call Instagram or Facebook. You can't do nothing. It's just, oh no, we're not taking it down, or screw you.
Yeah.
It's a sad thing, man. And I think people feel it in their workplaces. They feel it in so many senses, man. And it needs to be brought more attention to. And I like to talk about things that I felt, as well as big issues that are going on. So the song, was "We Got Max. Let's fucking make it something big that'll be important to people."
Did you discuss the lyrical content of the track with Max before you recorded it? Is it something that he also felt, passionate about?
Yeah, for him, he's always been that kind of person as well, to stand up. He's written songs like "Refuse, Resist" and
Yeah,
stuff.
man.
So it's like this guy, has fought against shit his entire life, and he's been in the public eye dealing with it just as I have, and so many others. So I think he loved it and wanted to be a part of it, and we were tripping. It's like Max, just being, I know he's like my dad, but when it's music, dude, it's like a whole nother thing, because me, Len, and Eli are huge fans of what he's done and influenced us, from the Sepultura days, especially, so to have him in there, singing, we wanted him to drop this Chaos AD vocal style, and he totally did for us. And
Yeah,
it
man.
just fucking rips. And, we were honored to have him be a part of it.
He does rip it, eh? It's really
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Both
And
you
he,
guys together is pretty special.
And man, he does it so easily. It was just ridiculous. He goes in there and just sings 2 times and he's fucking done. It's like, what the hell just happened? You know, it was cool to watch that and, just feel it on our track for once. It was rad.
Absolutely. I mean, obviously, growing up in a metal family, with various projects and stuff going on within it, jamming together, how do you support each other and give each other the feedback and stuff like that? Like, how's that work for you guys?
I don't know. We kind of don't. I think each individual has their own music, and we do our own thing, and we don't. Like, I haven't heard like probably the 4 or 5 or 6 last Soulfly records at all.
Oh, wow.
And same with my brother's bands. I really see them when they play live or things like that. It's I don't know. It's just musical taste. It's just not being family, but like my music vibes. They're just not quite in them. So I just don't really. I don't know. I like my stuff to be different. Feel vibey. I like his older stuff. It's more what rings up my alley.
But what about like jamming together? Like, did you guys all grow up jamming together as the kids and brothers and
No,
sisters?
I was kind of always in my own bands because I was a lot older than the little guys.
Yeah.
So when I was starting out, those dudes were just little youngins, just kind of figuring out elementary school stuff. So I I got going, right away, man. I was determined to do this. I was jumping in a van and dipping out at like 18 with a bunch of dudes, and we just made shit happen any way we could. So it was exciting. I think they've grown up in a lot simpler life, with the joining Soulfly for Zion and
Yeah.
Eagle, or so it's just two different worlds. I chose a path of really wanting to grind and do shit my own way, and they're just kind of more just chill back, laid back kids, that rocking out and just kind of go with the flow.
I love that. I love that, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're all different, man. We all got our vibes and music going, and it's constant for sure. It's everywhere.
And here's another thing: is that you were on the cover of Atrophy's "Violent by Nature" album.
Yeah, dude.
That's
That
that's
was
true,
rad.
right? Hey, how's that?
Yeah, it's cool, man. Like I say, when I was born, it was like it was there. You know, my mom brought me from the hospital to her metal bar, and that's where I was, spending my first days of life. So for me, it's been there. Sacred Reich, living in our guest house in the '80s. Nuclear Assault coming there, and Danny Lilker, and just all Atrophy was just a big part of it all. And that was kind of my first thing into metal, was that cover. It kind of got my metal history started, as I guess you say.
When was the first moment that you sort of went, "That's me"?
I was probably like 8 or 9. It was probably a couple years after where I really understood it.
Yeah.
One of the bass player has it tattooed on his arm too, which is
Oh,
fucking super rad. And they were cool. I got like pictures of me at like 5 years old wearing like a leather jacket with the whole band in like Tucson. Just I didn't have a clue at the time, but I felt rad and it felt cool. And it's a part of history now, man. 30 years later.
Is it one of those bands that you were sort of hanging around with, the family back in the day, and then sort of grew up and you've gone, "I love that band," like they were the first real band that really got you into the real heavy stuff?
No, I mean, I didn't really understand their music at the time. The first band that really did that for me was Metallica. I had seen the video for One, and that kind of that changed my life as far as like metal went. Prior to that, I was more singing like SOD, and Sacred Reich was more of my alley. And then it was like Metallica One, and Justice for All album just kind of that set it to a next level. Next thing I knew, I was like, 8 years old or 5 years old, had a band down the street with a bunch of friends called Wicked Death, and it was just like, we're going. So it was cool, man. Yeah, I loved it. I love it, man.
Man.
Wouldn't do anything else for sure.
Well, I mean, you've toured the world, you've played everywhere, you've been there and done that, man. But is there one place or one show that really sticks in mind to you as something that's really special?
Bloodstock. We played it 2019. We were the opening band on the main stage, which is like one of the coolest spots to get. You're waking these fools up, you're starting the vibe, and that was our first major festival anywhere in the world. So that was like, it was just everything, man. It was like, this is fucking awesome, because that's where we feel we should be, is on the stage with, we sit on the sides of some of these stage watching bands, and we're just like, dude, what would we do with 30,000 people moshing? It would be fucking insanity. And that was kind of the first time we got to see that and feel that. And then we got to do it again in Mexico City, as the last show before the quarantines hit. Man, we were down there playing for like 40,000 people with Ginger and Static X and all these killer bands, and it was fucking nuts. So I can't wait to do that again. Like Walkin' or Hellfest, or all these incredible ones they still have.
It's the dream.
We got goals still. We got goals.
Well, man, you're definitely going to be hitting the ground running from here. That's for sure. I mean,
Yeah.
you got tours and stuff that you're booking now. What's the plan?
Yeah, we're just starting to book them now. We're feeling like everybody's good and we're ready, and we're looking at Europe. Probably be our first hit. And we're looking at September, October for about 6 weeks, which is going to be awesome. Can't wait to announce it with a kick-ass band, and then we'll kind of go from there. We're going to see what this record does, and maybe we'll be able to demand some shit.
Who's the band you're going to be touring with?
Oh, we can't say until they announce it, man. A couple more weeks, but we're coming there, and it's
your
gonna
mate
rock.
Nev. It's your mate Nev.
I know, man.
Oh,
I don't. They'll kick you off for shit like that.
I know. I'm just playing around, brother. But
it's gonna rip.
Yeah, man, it's the dream, dude. It's the dream. If I could tour anywhere in the world, it'd be Europe. Nothing but awesome.
Yeah. They've been great times for us, man, and we love it over there. But we have Japan that we have to go to. We've never been there, and Australia. We haven't been there with this band. I haven't been there since 2010, so it's time to bring Incite down there and thrash it up.
Well overdue, dude. That's on my list as well, man. Japan is,
Yeah.
oh, dude, they love it
Uh,
so much.
and now it's like spread to like the Philippines and Thailand and Malaysia and all these other cool places. And I just did an interview with somebody in India, man, and I was like, y'all jamming metal out there, huh? So it's everywhere now, and we want to be a part of it for sure.
You know what, man? I feel like metal's just on the cusp of something, like a new wave of something's coming. I can feel it. I don't know about you, dude, but I feel like something big is about to happen.
A good resurgence. There's a lot of young up and coming bands from so many genres. I think the cool thing is the genre splitting is kind of breaking away, and people are just kind of like, oh, it's just some heavy metal shit right there. That's cool. I dig that. It's exciting, and we're happy to be hopefully a part of that resurgence around the world of it. Because what better time than having metal right now when you're all pissed off and frustrated, ready to vent?
More of this.
Yeah, lots of that, and less online fighting and more of that at a concert, and that's what we all need, I think.
That's it. Let it off that energy. But dude, thank you for hanging out on the show, man. It's been really cool hanging and talking about this fucking crazy new album. I love it.
Hell yeah.
Thank you, Nev. Links down here. Take care of yourself, man. Have a good Easter weekend, and get your asses down here for some cold ones, all right?
Yes, please, man. Let's rock. Wake Up Dad. Go get it. Promoters, all the bands, Australia. Let's do it.
Let's go. All right, bro.
Hey, party on, brother.
You too.